students. In this session, let us continue discussion with the transportation survey, and we will be concentrating on the registration number survey, postcard survey, and how the transportation related data will be collected using the tags on vehicle survey. So all the three methods will yield the informations related to the travel pattern. So household interviews technique is the only method in which we can collect the information related to the both the household characteristics and the travel pattern. So all the three methods here will gives us the travel pattern. Maybe we can conclude what is the origin and destination of the vehicles which are traveling in that particular stretch where the surveys have been conducted. So we will take by one and discuss in detail how these surveys will be conducted and informations are gathered together, and also how it will be analyzed and for the usefulness in the transportation network planning. So now first survey what we have is the registration questionnaire survey. So now here, as the name indicates, we will be collecting the survey with the help of registration number of vehicle. So for that purpose what we have to do is consider the study area. So now in the study area, so usually all the transportation related surveys will be conducted on the screen lines and the cordon lines. Cordon lines are the one which will divide circumscribe this the study area. So if the study area is small, we can have one single cordon line, or if the study area is this large, you can take the multiple number of cordon lines in the circular ring manner. So now we'll understand, we'll take up one study area and we have considered only one cordon line, and usually the surveys has to be conducted along the cordon line. So we always divide the study area into the number of zones. So let us take, I'll consider the study area consisting of 5 zones, 3, 4, 5, okay, we'll say the consisting of the 6th zone. So now what we have to do is the surveyor has to be stationed himself at the cordon lines. For example, I'll take the one surveyor who is standing here, the second person at the entry and exit of each and every cordon line. Surveyor has to be stationed. So now how the informations will be collected. The surveyor has to be given with the data form in which he can note down the observations that are made at every point and what all the observations that has to be made. So when the vehicles enter the particular survey station point, for example, I'll take this as a first survey point. When the vehicle entered the survey point, the observer who is standing here, he has to note down the registration number of the vehicles which is passing in front of him, and also along with the registration number he has to note down what is the time at which the vehicle has passed that particular survey point has to be noted down. So here mainly we are noting down the two types of this information. One is the registration number, the second one at time at which the vehicles has entered. If it is required, we may also collect the information related to what is the category of the vehicles and how many passengers are there inside that vehicle. Those informations will be collected. The similar informations will be collected by noted down by all the surveyors who are stationed at the various point. Now with this, how to collect, how we can analyze the data related to the origin and destination. After collecting all the data, so the surveyor has to come back to the office, and in the office the analysis has to be made. So how the analysis will be done? So in example, with the vehicle which is entering to the zone 3, so it will travel, it will take some particular route and it will take an exit from the zone 6. So when the vehicle take an exit from the zone 6, the surveyor who is standing here at the exit of the zone 6, he will also note down the registration number of the same vehicle and what is that time at which the vehicle has taken departure from the zone 6. That informations will be noted down. So when we sit in the office and we will compare, we will match the registration number of the vehicle which is being repeated at the different zone. So now the one vehicles with the registration number bearings KA095, so that has been traced in the zone 3 at 10 a.m. and the same vehicle is being traced at zone 6 at 10:30 a.m. So now it is clearly say that the vehicle is coming from zone 3 and which is moving towards the zone 6, and the time that is required for the vehicle to travel from zone 1 zone 3 to zone 6 is the 30 minutes, because it is arrived here at the 10 a.m. and it has taken exit at 10:30 a.m. from the zone 6. So the difference between these two travel time is 30 minutes. So the vehicle, that particular vehicle with the registration number KA095 took 30 minutes to travel from zone 3 to zone 6. So now with this help of when we do the registration questionnaire survey, we cannot exactly get the details about origin and destination of the survey. So we can only trace that internal to internal movement, how many vehicles are traveling. So the vehicle which is entering from the zone 3, that may come from any other place which is outside the coordinate, that is the external zones, or the journey may start at the zone 3 and it may also end at the zone 3. That can be traced here at these points, okay, when the noted down from these points, the surveyor who is standing at these points. So now when we conduct the registration number questionnaire survey, so we will get the information related to the how many number of vehicles are moving in between the various zones in the study area. We cannot exactly say what will be the origin and what is the destination of the movement, and also we will get the information related to the travel pattern. So this method can be adopted when you are want to improve the travel time, or when we want to minimize the delays. So this data is what we have that will give us the good result. And here the drawback what we had in the household or roadside interview techniques, the delays that is caused to the vehicle, that will not be there. So no vehicles will be stopped, we won't be interview any drivers, we'll just the observer will be noting down the registration number of the vehicles which he sees. Okay, there will absolutely no delays that is caused to the vehicles. And secondly, the here also it may not be possible for the observer to note down the registration number of all the vehicles which is passing in front of him. So now he may miss some of the vehicles. So now to resort for this, here we adopt the sampling technique. Similarly, how we done for the household interview technique and the road interview survey, and the registration questionnaire survey also, the sampling technique will be assorted. So the observer will note down the registration number of, say, every 10th vehicles or 15th vehicle, or the registration number of all those vehicles which is number ending with 5. He'll note down the information of those vehicles where registration number ends with 0, or even numbers or number. So depending upon the how many data we require, how many samples need to be taken, we can adopt some of the sampling techniques can be assorted. So this is how the informations will be collected using the registration questionnaire survey. The next transportation survey is the postcard interview survey. We have seen that there is a considerable amount of delays that has been caused when we conduct roadside interview techniques. And using registration number survey and the taxon vehicle survey, the surveyor, it is not possible for it to note down each and every vehicle's informations. So now to avoid all these drawback, we have one more method that is the postcard interview survey. Now here what we will have, a prepaid postcard with the questionnaires described to all the drivers entering into the city. So similarly, what information we have collected in the roadside interview survey, all the information has to be printed on a prepaid postcard. So what the surveyor has to do is, he just has to hand over the postcard to the drivers who are entering those survey point, and he has to request the driver to fill the postcard with all the necessary information and post it back to the address which has already been printed onto the postcard. So now here, when you conduct the postcard interview survey, there will not be any delay. We can get the necessary information, but the drawback here is the response rate is very, very less. The percentage of people who will complete the information and do post it back, that will be very less. So it is absurd that the response rate with the questionnaire postcard questionnaire survey is less than 40%, and which will it gives us the lot of error when the information collected with the postcard questionnaire survey will be used for the transportation planning. But the response rates can be obviously increased. Before conducting any such survey, we need to tell the people about what is the importance of conducting the survey, and we need to educate them with the proper promotion about these surveys. We can definitely improve this response rate. When the response rate is good, you can definitely take these information and we can use it further for the transportation planning. Apart from these surveys, we will conduct a commercial vehicle survey, where similar style, every survey of non-residential land use could be designed to collect the information on goods movement, but transportation resources are rarely allotted to such an ambitious project. Instead of urban freight flows are usually measured directly from the commercial vehicle survey. So commercial vehicle survey is conducted to obtain the information on the journey made by all the commercial vehicles based within the study area. So the address of vehicle operators are obtained, contacted, and forms are issued to the vehicle driver or to the vehicle owners. With respect to that, they record all the particulars of the trips they would make. And similar wise, taxi surveys will be conducted, which it is necessary in the large urban area where considerable amount of travels are by taxis. The survey consists of issuing the similar questionnaire format or a log sheet to the taxi drivers or to the owners of the taxis and requesting them to complete the same. And apart from that, we also collect the information related to the public transportation. Facilities are there in the urban region, and we called it as a public transportation survey. The survey is conducted to assess the number of bus passengers passing through an external cordon line, and the survey can be either by the direct interview with the passenger or by issuing the postcard questionnaires. Direct interview is likely to result large amount of delays and requires a large number of interviewers. In order to minimize the delays, the driver may enter the vehicle and carry out the interviews while the vehicle is in movement. The postcard questionnaire eliminate the delays, but likely to get the poor response and contain an elements of bias. So these all the some of the surveys that will be conducted to collect information which will be helpful for the transportation planning process. How these data will be utilized further, we'll study in details in the coming modules. With this, I'll conclude the session. Thank you. The next method of collecting the information related to the travel pattern is the taxon vehicle survey. So let's see how the informations will be collected to the taxon vehicle survey. So it is somewhat similar to collecting the information with respect to the registration number survey. So in that method, the surveyor has noted down the registration number of all the vehicles which are entering and leaving the study area. So similarly here, first we have to define the study area, and study area will be divided into the various zones, and we have to decide what is the points where the informations will be collected. In the registration number survey, the surveyor who was stationed near the various point has noted down the registration number survey and the time of arrival at the various point. So, but that instead of taking the registration number survey, here the surveyor will be given with the tags. So now for different zone, will be having a tags of different colors. For example, zone 1 will have the tag of red color, and zone 2 will be represented with the tag of yellow, zone 3 the green, and the zone 4 the blue color. So each and every zone has to be given with the tags of different color. So when the vehicle enters the particular study area, the surveyor who is standing near that particular study area has to stick the tag on the vehicle. So, and also he has to note down what is the time at which the vehicles has entered the study area. The time has to be written on the tag and it will be stick to the vehicle. It will be preferably fixed in the front bumper or below the wiper. So, and also at each and every point as the vehicle observer sees the vehicle, have to note down the what is the time at which the vehicle has arrived at that particular point, and tag has to be stick on the vehicle. So now when the let us say in the zone 1, the observer has stick the red color tag on this vehicle. So when this vehicle take an exit, it will travel in the study area and it will take an exit. So whenever the vehicle take an exit from the study area, so the person who is standing at the exit point, he has to collect that tag and he has to write down what is the time at which vehicle has taken exit at the study area. So now with this we can trace the movement of vehicle within the study area, and also we will get the information related to the travel time which is required for the vehicle to travel from one zone to the other. Here sampling such as every third or second or fifth vehicles will be surveyed, and we will use the expansion factors is determined accordingly. And survey can be conveniently divided into 15 to 30 minutes intervals. Analysis in this method is simple and errors are not very large. This method also yields the good amount of information related to the travel time and travel patterns.